Hey guys, what's going on? I'm a bit late to this one, but back here for another game review, and once again, it's time for me to talk about one of my most anticipated games of 2021. I feel like I've been saying that a lot as of recently, and I'll be saying that again very soon for one particular game. Today, I am talking about The Medium. This was in my top 5 most anticipated games of 2021. The moment I saw that trailer during the Xbox event last year, I immediately got excited for it. It looked like it would be a new type of Silent Hill game, which, as you all know, 2 is my favorite horror game of all time. But this would be in a new way. It's developed by Bloober Team, the same developers behind Layers of Fear, which I really liked, and Blair Witch, which I found to be just eh. Still though, I was very excited to play this game. So, I finally beat the medium, and well, just coming right out of the gate, I thought the game was just okay. Getting into the plot, in the medium you play as Marianne, a medium, roll credits, who has the ability to travel into the spirit realm. In the game, she loses someone very close to her. Then after, she gets a call from a random person asking her to meet them in an abandoned place, claiming that they have the answers as to why Marianne is the way she is. That's pretty much the gist of the first 5 to 10 minutes. So, getting into everything I liked. Starting off with the look. The Medium is a gorgeous looking game. By the way, before I continue on, the footage that you're seeing is captured from an Xbox Series X. I did attempt to play on my PC, but my graphics card would have been burned if I played this game on any settings higher than low. I can only imagine how this game would have looked on my PC on ultra settings. With that being said though, on the Series X, the game still looks rather great. If there's one particular thing that I liked about the look, it was the art direction. Specifically, how Bloober designed the look between the material world and the spiritual realm. The spiritual realm kind of gave me a bit of a Dante's Inferno vibe, somewhat mixed with a Silent Hill vibe. And there were quite a few times where, honest to God, the art direction creeped me out more than anything else. Another thing I liked about the medium was the music. The score in the medium is very eerie. It makes sense too, given that Akira Yamaoka, I'm sure I just butchered your name, I'm so sorry, famous for composing the music for Silent Hill, had worked on the game. There are sections where the music legitimately feels like it's lifted right from Silent Hill and put into the medium, but in a good way. Adding on to that, when it comes to the voice acting, there's one particular voice that stood out, and that's Troy Baker as the Maw, the main villain of the game. You all know how much of a big Troy Baker fan I am. When you hear the Maw's voice, you would swear his voice was manipulated electronically, but the voice you hear is actually Troy's. The way that Troy is able to manipulate his voice is honestly astounding. Also, Kelly Berg is very good as Marianne. When it comes to the story, there's aspects of it I liked and there's aspects I didn't like. The story does get interesting. It also deals with some very dark themes that I wasn't expecting at all. The more that I played the story, the more I got into it. When it comes to the gameplay, I loved the idea of seeing dual worlds at the same time. The screen would be divided into the material and the spiritual world, and this made for some really cool parts of the puzzles. There are also sections where the mod chases you, and these parts were very intense. Also, the sections that involved you helping spirits be free were honestly my favorite parts of the game, along with the chase sections. Now, on to the things I wasn't so much of a fan of. With the story, like I mentioned, the game does get really interesting, but when I felt that it was really starting to get interesting, it just, well, stops. There's ideas and themes the story brings up, though it felt like it was just scratching the surface. The game has loads of potential for the story, but it didn't quite live up to them for me. I do want to mention this briefly, the graphics. The game for the most part does look damn great, but when it came to doing the dual worlds idea, I don't know if it was just me, but I felt like the graphics got downgraded when it came to displaying both worlds on screen. Though once the game does go back onto focusing one world, the game looked great once again. Also, there's quite a bit of pop-in at times for the textures. One more thing I want to mention. Some of the animations looked quite awkward too, especially the jogging ones. Back to the voice acting. Kelly Burke and Troy Baker are great in this game, but man, when it came to the other performances, they were either not so good or just plain bad. There's literally a part in the game where the acting was so bad that I honestly laughed. Another particular sequence where the game could have had a great emotional gut punch, but due to the acting, it just didn't get there. For the gameplay itself, a lot of the time you're literally just walking around and investigating items, which hey, I don't mind at all, but the investigative element wasn't particularly great in my eyes. The part where you're helping spirits I absolutely loved, but otherwise it just made me feel and I wish there were more chase sections too. There's not that many in the game, which kinda disappointed me. And if I'm being completely honest, there's parts that do involve combat that felt half-baked. One part in particular was a walk in the park. On to the most important thing. The Medium is a psychological horror game. The thing is, the game didn't really scare me. There's parts that have an eerie and unsettling vibe, but nothing particularly scared me. There's some really dark themes in the game, but like I mentioned earlier, I feel like they didn't explore those elements to bring a truly frightening game. Also, for the length. The Medium isn't a long game. I clocked my playtime of the Medium at just around 8 hours. This is a game that I feel should have been longer. So overall, the Medium was a mixed bag for me. I was really excited for this game when I saw the first teaser, but playing it disappointed me. I do lean slightly more positive, but I can't shake off the feeling that I just wanted so much more from this game. All in all, I'm going to give the Medium a 6 out of 10. I wanted to love this game given how much I love psychological horror games, but I was disappointed in this one. Given how some of the team that worked on this worked on Silent Hill, I'd recommend playing Silent Hill instead. It is on Xbox Game Pass for console and PC, so you can get it for free if you want to try it, but honestly, I don't know if I could recommend this one. So comment down below and let me know, what did you guys think of the Medium? Did you like it or did you dislike it? Let me know below. If you guys want to follow me on social media, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. I'm also on Snapchat, so if you guys want to follow me on all those social media platforms, all the links and the usernames are in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of the Medium. If so, please hit that like button, also subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell for whenever the latest video of mine goes live. If you guys want to see my previous 2 videos, please click on the left or right side of the screen. And of course, until my next review or video, I will see you all next time.
A lot of friends here. But they're all gone now.
Did something happen to them?